Hi and welcome to TeachStar, and today we're going to be looking at improving meetings, and this is part of our quick tip section. So what the idea is that we go through really quickly just some ideas that you can implement tomorrow, next week, or as soon as you like. So meetings are known to be quite boring and administrative, and I was concerned about that as leading a faculty because I didn't see much point in them, and the biggest example in my head was, couldn't we have just emailed all this out? Now, if you are responsible for doing meetings, or if you have any say in the meetings, say if you're a deputy head of faculty or something like that, or head of department or head of faculty, or even SLT or head teacher, I think that the first question you have to me on that is, yeah, but they don't read their emails, and so that we need to physically tell them. Okay, that's a point. But equally, I think ensuring the department or the faculty or the school read their emails is probably the biggest thing. And the way of doing that is cutting down emails and making sure that only the right people get the right emails. I'm not going to go into that. However, I, as head of faculty, mostly sent out emails, and I didn't send them out very often. And I made sure that they were useful to the people who were, they were meant for. And so if I only wanted Year 11 teachers, I only emailed Year 11 teachers. I didn't email the whole department unless there was something in there that they needed to know. So that gave me some time for meetings, and I had loads and loads of ideas and stuff that I could use in the meetings, but I'm going to go through one of them today. The meeting time, what I did was I got an exam paper for the subject, and I went through it and basically answered all the questions completely wrong. So some of them completely wrong, some of them like medium, like dodgy, 1 out of 2 marks, whatever, and some of them full marks. And then I marked it, and I marked it wrong. I marked it really badly on some of them and marked it really well on the others. So there's just a mix of quality of answers and a mix of marks. And sometimes I didn't mark it at all, so it's kind of like two different things, which will make things complicated. However, what I did was I paired up everyone in the department with most experience with the least experience, second most experience with the second least experience, etc., etc. So everyone had an expert and a newbie, effectively, and it worked out quite nicely, and it normally does because of the hierarchy of a department or a faculty. So they all went off in separate areas, and all they had to do was write down what the correct amount of marks were for each question. So sometimes I'd put some fake ones on there, and sometimes I wouldn't. And then, and I went round. I didn't obviously pair up with anyone because I knew the answers. But I went round each room, because every pair were in a different room. I went round each room to hearing what they were saying. Every single time they were fighting, discussing and arguing or cooperating completely. But I made sure that one person didn't have an overall voice, because that's quite important, that the most experienced person didn't completely take over, that there was a kind of equal share of things. However, the most experienced person had kind of points to raise, and the other person obviously can learn from that. And then I brought everyone back, and we just went through the right answers. Now, I wasn't necessarily interested in who got what, and I didn't keep score or anything, because I think sometimes when people mark or when people assign marks to something, they might look they might feel stupid. So what you agreed is up to you, and that's part of the reason why I paired people off as well, so that there wasn't just one person who thought one thing, that they could kind of they could share the responsibility effectively. And the reason I did this was in that faculty, the teachers didn't really understand the marking scheme, like the way that the questions were marked. And obviously, we're all responsible for the grades the students get at the end of the year. It's not the most important thing ever. It really isn't, and I'm a firm believer of that. However, it is an important thing about how it's marked and what the exam is like. And it just gave them subject knowledge, which I felt was a real success. And I've continued with it, and I've repeated it every single time for subject knowledge. But I thought I'd share that with you today. If you've got anything to add or maybe disagree with, please write a comment below. If you found this video useful, please click like. And if you want to see more quick tips from us, please click subscribe. Thank you very much. Oh, before you go, you can subscribe to us here, and this is our previous video, and this is another video from us. We release videos every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday at 5 o'clock. Thank you very much.